The Jets have captured their 4th win of the season. Here are my top 5 takeaways from the Jets-Raiders game.
We got our butts kicked, and there's no other way around that. They got after us, from start to finish, and hopefully it's an eye opener.
Welcome to Jets Talk. My name's Ryan. I'll be your pilot today. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button. If you've been here before, welcome back. I love having you here. Guys, the Jets captured their 4th win of the season, 3-game win streak, first one since 2017, so feels good to be a Jet fan right now. We completely dominated this game in all 3 facets, and I could not have been happier. This was definitely nice. I wish it was not as rainy. Got a little cold out there during the game, but very happy with what I saw. For you draft heads out there, this win gets the Jets the 10th overall pick right now as it stands if it were to end today. We have a date with the Cincinnati Bengals coming up this week. If we win that game, we could slide down to as low as the 16th overall pick, depending on what other teams do. But enough of the draft talk. Let's get into the top 5. Here are my top 5 takeaways from this week's game. At number 1, I have Robbie Anderson. The last few weeks, we've really seen the Crowder and Griffin show. But today was Robbie's turn to go off. And this is exciting to see, especially when you look at the last 16 games that Sam and Robbie have played together. They have 911 yards and 8 touchdowns. This is something that you're going to look at moving forward when you go to evaluate Robbie and you try to see, hey, how much are we going to pay him in free agency this year? I predicted us giving Robbie a 3-year, $27 million deal, and I really think that's probably increasing at this point, especially when you consider Crowder and Inunwa both have $9 and $9.5 million contracts. And Robbie has really produced well for us, especially when you look at guys in the $10 to $12 million range, guys like Sterling Shepard, Devin Funchess, Tyler Lockett, Emmanuel Sanders. These kind of guys are in that range, and there's no reason why Robbie shouldn't be in that same threshold as well. At number 2, I got Greg Williams is a champ. Whenever you get to see a well-established starting quarterback get benched, you know you're doing something right. And with the injuries that this unit has sustained over the course of this year, you have to tip your hat to Greg Williams. This defense is absolutely playing lights out. He has had another game of smothering a good running back. Josh Jacobs came into the game on pace for about 1,500 yards, and the Jets were able to hold him to 34 yards. You look at the line that he's getting this done with, and you have Kyle Phillips, undrafted free agent, Fatukasi, 6th-round pick, Henry Anderson, 3rd-round pick. These guys are not the top-round picks like a Muhammad Wilkerson, a Sheldon Richardson, a Quinnen Williams, a Leonard Williams, these kind of guys that we've invested such high-round draft picks into. We're getting great production out of mid- to late-round guys, and this is so bittersweet. Just imagine what the defense could have looked like if we got Josh Allen, who now has 8 or 9 sacks on the season. Let's roll into my 3rd takeaway, which is Quinnen Williams. Can someone please put an APB out on this guy? I have not seen him over the course of the last few games, and I think he had like 1 assist today. And I know he's young and he's still going to grow and everything like that, but man, for a 3rd overall pick, you really wish he would had a little bit more impact on the defensive side. At number 4, I have Adam Gase. This is the 5th straight week where we've come away with points on our opening drive. And really, we could have had 5 straight weeks of opening drive touchdowns, too. We were, right there in position to score another touchdown. And those are the plays that Adam Gase scripts prior to the game. So he is game planning well. We are executing well. This is definitely nice to see the Jets have this kind of impact on a team that's, fighting for a playoff spot in the Raiders. And it looks like we're starting to see Sam really get a grip on this offense. Since the Jacksonville meeting, or since the meeting after the Jacksonville game, now that we have 4 games prior and 4 games after, you could really see that there has really been a huge turnaround. 66% completion percentage, over 1,000 yards, 10 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, and 8 sacks. This is exciting. You're seeing half the sacks. You're seeing, a quarter of the interceptions that we saw with twice the amount of touchdowns and more yardage. This offense is definitely humming right along. You're seeing a lot of guys get involved. You're seeing Crowder, Bell out of the backfield as a receiver has been absolutely huge the last few weeks. Robbie Anderson's playing well. Brian Griffin just got his contract extension. Demaryius Thomas, he has looked very good, overall. Good bounce back year for him. I'm very excited to see what this offense can do over the next few weeks. And at number 5, I have Sam Darnold. And this guy just looks legit. He looks like the real deal. We're starting to see the same quarterback we got for the last 4 games of last season. And this is super encouraging. There was a lot of not really sure what's going to happen with this new offense. Are we going to get a 3rd coach, a 3rd offensive coordinator, in his first 3 years? But Sam really looks to have turned things around, and this team is firing on all cylinders right now. You look at the injuries this team has sustained over the course of the year and the lack of support that we've really put on the offensive side of the ball in the last decade through the draft, and this is really the worst case scenario for Sam as the Jets starting quarterback. So Jet fans, you really need to be excited about where this kid's going. Just think about this for a minute. Sam is 22 years old. By the time the draft rolls around this year, Tua, Herbert, and Burrow will all be 22 or 23 years old, and Sam will have already had 2 years of NFL starting experience. He literally could be coming out in the draft this year in terms of like an age. So this is super exciting for Jet fans, and just realize how good this kid is. I really think if he had stayed healthy and kind of been in this offense for an entire year, I think he would have broke our touchdown and yardage records for this season. I think we'll probably see that next year, just because he missed some games and time and stuff. But guys, let me know what you think of the win streak down below. And as always, go Jets.